Art and Multimedia is a great class for students to focus on an area of art that is very specific for a career pathway. We have 3 classes in this pathway: photography, the Art 1-2 course, which teaches the design principles, and then Art and Multimedia. Art and Multimedia really gives you a sense of becoming familiar with areas of graphics and animation. How do you work in digital programs on the computer and create art? We have a sequence course. We have Beginning Art and Multimedia and Advanced Art and Multimedia. In the beginning course, students are learning programs like Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, and becoming familiar with how to work with those programs in a very professional way that help them step into a job opportunity where it might ask that you have these skills, how to layer images and create a story using Photoshop, and taking that photo and pushing it to the next step. Illustrator is a great program for being more illustrative and working with line versus Photoshop's working more with value. My philosophy on teaching the Art and Multimedia class is twofold. I want to give the students a foundation in digital programs that are part of the industry standard. These are great tools that students can access, but in industry the tools are always going to change. So you need to understand how to be an artist or how to create good design. I try and stretch students in multiple ways in how to work with the digital tools, but yet think outside the box, how to be creative, how to experiment, how to mix media, at the same time work in real-world situations so that they can see what it's like to be working for a client and how they can apply aesthetics in the world of art to a very practical application in a career. We do things like the art show posters. They learn how to work with typography for a CD cover project. Art and Multimedia is a marriage of digital media and art to create dynamic, strong images that will influence and communicate to people, have an impact on society.
I'm Jane McCabe and I teach digital photography here. And this class is for students who love to take photos but who want to get beyond taking snapshots. Because in this class we work on seeing the world in a way that a photographer sees it. We try to show our own special version of the world to people in our photos. Some of the more interesting assignments we've done this year have involved studying great photographers and then doing projects that are based on their work. Occasionally we will make lots of prints, a print for every person in the class, and then we will have a critique where we critique each other's prints. And we use the language of art criticism to do this. We learn terms such as line, shape, texture, value. In photography class, we work on making better photos 2 ways. By thinking about composition as we frame a photo, and also by learning better techniques so that we have control over focus and exposure. And we learn how to set up a shot instead of just doing something random. We think about it before we actually take the shot. We also learn how to use Photoshop to improve our photos after we're done with the original shots. So we do maybe half of each class period in the lab. And the other half will be either outside in the field or doing some sort of lecture or critique work. This class would be appropriate for anyone who wants to have a career in design, because we do work on the elements of design. Also, for anyone who wants to have a good technical background in Photoshop. Photoshop and digital manipulation are used in many career fields.